Find the line. Good kick from Eichen once again. Gold Coast go on the attack, 8 metres short of halfway. Once again, David Bailden takes the first hit up on this new set of 6. He crosses the halfway line. 2-0 if you've just joined us. North Queensland Cowboys leading the Gold Coast. This is round 17 of the Winfield Cup, coming to you from Stockland Stadium in North Queensland. Once again, here's Benny Pike on the sideline.
Yeah, big blow to the Gold Coast, Andrew Duneman. His left knee in all sorts of trouble, and he's off, and I doubt whether he'll be back.
Well, Benny, the Gold Coast here are on the attack in a big way. Peter Gill trying to create something. Ooh! What a tackle that was out wide. Darren Wallens, he is a hit man, but he caught some of his own medicine there, Dean Skiffalidi.
He sure did. Adrian Bowles come through. Obviously, the Cowboys were short on numbers, and I think Bowles just made sure there was one player that wasn't going to score, and it just happened to be Darren Wallens.
He didn't miss. So the mistake has been incurred by the Gold Coast Seagulls. 17 minutes gone in this match. The Cowboys, Justin Lumens, the winger, coming in off the flank. Martin goes for a gallop himself. Ducks under one tackle there. Singh. Good strong run from him, the former Rooster. We see Duneman there getting some attention. He's off the park. As Benny just said a moment ago, that's bad news indeed for the Gold Coast side. Jason Martin now. Davis. Back for Jason Martin. Martin now puts the foot down. Away he goes. Peter Gill chops him down. Oh, well done, Peter Gill.
Fifth tackle now, but some great play there from the Cowboys. Some great little incisions. Jonathan Davies directing traffic.
Good work from Andrew King at the back there for the Gold Coast. He read the bounce well, the fullback. Eichen. Good run up the middle there.
Steve Deacon, that was. Great run there. Gee, I'll tell you one thing, Costo. Both sides are making a lot of ground just with their hit-ups. The Cowboys just went 70 or 80 metres up the field. And, you know, as Dave Woods takes the ball up there, the Gold Coast are going to get out of their own half with no problem at all.
Well, they're going to do that right here and now. They've moved it well. They've lost the ball there, the Gold Coast. They've come up with a mistake they'd rather forget. So the mistake being affected on the halfway line. North Queensland leading the Gold Coast 2 points to 0 here at Stockland.
Monday, TV's Funniest Lane.
Form now. A few trainers on the field. Some of the players there catching their breath. But the Gold Coast, a mistake there that really they could ill afford, Dean Skiffalidi.
Yeah, well, that's right. Actually,
they really need to apply some pressure on the Cowboys.
Well, they do. Danny Peacock actually went into a hole there. Obviously, he didn't take the ball, but, you know... Oh, Jason Martin's just split him open.
Jason Martin's away. He's got support. He won't need it. Jason Martin for the line. He's over. I'm sure he got the ball down. The referee consults the in-goal touch judge, but that's a try. First try to the North Queensland Cowboys.
Great play, Costo. Again, that little blindside move he and George Barnett. There we go. He goes inside here as he's running along. He looks to be covered there by Peter Gill. Peter Gill just gives up the ghost. Jason Martin very quick for a little man, and he gets over to score.
He did do well. David Bailden, the winger for the Gold Coast, came at him and tried to hold him up, but he was unsuccessful. Great try, Jason Martin. A tremendous solo effort from the scrum base, as we see here on the replay. 50 metres he went, the number 7.
It was great work, it really was. Peter Gill, I thought Peter Gill had him there for one moment. Now, obviously, we'll remember back weeks when Georgie Bartlett and Laurie Spina actually used that move a fair bit. But Jason Martin had his legs pumping a million miles an hour, and he just scored a try.
North Queensland leading now 6-0. Sensational play there from Jason Martin, Benny Pike.
The play it really was, and he's inspired the bench, and the bench is starting to warm up, and in particular, my mate, Kojak. Lee Groves will be on shortly, and he'll be replacing Craig Teitzel.
And of course, he's a former Gold Coast player, Dean Skiffalidi. I'm sure he's champing at the bit to get out there.
Well, Costa, if he goes nearly as well as he did against West a fortnight ago, you know, the Cowboys are going to be very happy. One thing good about Lee Groves having 2 weeks off the camera, as it was, is maybe that haircut may have grown another inch or so, and he may look human.
Jonathan Davis now, his second shot at goal this evening. A teacher of concentration, the Welsh wizard. He should be able to land this one. He doesn't miss from there. The crowd reaction says it all. North Queensland 8, Gold Coast yet to score. Dream start for North Queensland, Dean Skippeletti.
Oh, it sure is. Obviously 8-0 points up. They're going very well. Jonathan Davies, we'll just talk about him for a second. At the start of the season, when he first turned up here at the Cowboys, he wasn't striking the ball so well as you know, a lot of people expected him to be a prominent point scorer, but he didn't. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, though, he really has got used to these Australian balls, and he's kicking very well.
Another restart for the Coast. Brendan Hurst. Not a great kick off the boot. The ball trapped there by John Scarden. Hogue, Michael Hogue. We see Lee Groves there warming up. So too Andrew Whittington, another former Gold Coast player.
Yeah, well, that's right. There's a few of them up here, as you said, Costo. And Andrew Whittington, spoke to him earlier. I'd say he'd replace Craig Teitzel, a big player they usually only use for 20 minutes or so at the start of the games.
North Queensland now, their forwards taking the ball up strongly. It was Wayne Singh carting the ball up there on that previous tackle. Scarden plays it back. Davis now, once again looking for field position. Great kick from Davis. Another superb kick for the line.
Well, you know, it's been said that he's a very good kicker, but he certainly is. And tonight he seems to be finding the line whenever he feels like it. Obviously, it's a great thing for the Cowboys. They slow down play, get a set line and defence, and hopefully they'll be able to keep the Gold Coast in their own quarter.
Yeah, Davis sure is turning this Gold Coast side around. Gold Coast Seagulls have won the scrum. Baildon, the winger, put down by Bowman. Gill gets out of the red zone. Away goes Colin Ward. Back for Fallons. Eddie Fallons is into the clear. Davis is chasing, so too Justin Lumans. He rounds him up like a true cowboy.
He sure is, and he's one of the few Cowboys that actually can ride a horse. But you'll note, Costo, really quick play the balls. Both sides getting quick play the balls, and you know, that's probably a credit to our referee.
Darren Wallens now will play it back. Fallons, Coleman, the tactical kicker, Crestbrook. Great take. He made it look something special, didn't he?
Oh, here we go. Peter Gill going very high. This is his second infringement, actually. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, some of the fans want Peter Gill on the sidelines. I don't think Tony Maxwood is going to take that sort of action.
Well, I'm not sure. I think the crowd has got a... Here we go, we'll see. It was a big swinging arm, and basically that is his second offence, as I've said before. How many times before something is actually done about it?
Well, Benny Pike, how did you see that one?
Yeah, it was, well, you're right, and I think Dean's correct in that, and I mean, it just depends how the referee saw it. But they've got to get on the attack, and that's exactly what they're going to do, and their forwards running exceptionally well. And the important thing tonight, they're running straight. A replacement for the Gold Coast. Brett Gillard is on for Michael Searle.
Interesting move there by John Harvey, the Gold Coast Seagulls coach. Adrian Bowles now, the centre three-quarter, takes a hit up for the Cowboys as Lee Groves comes onto the park. He takes the place of big Craig Teitzel. Last tackle coming up for the North Queensland Cowboys. Jonathan Davis goes to the air. Pressure back here on King. He calls for it. The Cowboys come up with it, but there's been an intercept. I think it's Steve Deacon who's come up with the ball.
Yeah, good work from the Gold Coast there. Oh, a half break made there by the Gold Coast, but it really looks as though the Cowboys are peppering the young Andrew King, Gold Coast fullback.
Well, he's not the best-known fullback in the Winfield Cup, is he?
Well, that's right. We were saying earlier that Scott Wilson's playing reserve grade. This young bloke's been brought up in the first grade. Obviously, Grant Bell thinks that there may be a weakness there.
The Gold Coast in possession. Peter Gill, the veteran, runs across field. A mix-up there. A real mix-up. Ben Eichen goes to the ground. Coleman now trying to emulate the feats of Davis. Lumens is back there. Gives it to Cressbrook. The Central Queensland connection. Well, he's come up with a mistake. Reggie Cressbrook has knocked on the 20-metre line.
A real opportunity now for the Gold Coast inside Cowboys quarter. Obviously, Reggie won't be happy with that, and I'd say Grant Bell won't be real happy with that. This is the first time that the Gold Coast really... Here we go, we'll see it. Big Davey Woods coming over the top. Well, maybe there was a little bump in there, but basically the ball security should be much better.
Denny Peacock, good ball there for his co-centre, Ben Eichen. Now goes to the fullback, King. Pressure here on the North Queensland Cowboys. The first tackle. Baildon. A wasted play there for the Gold Coast. Wow, this is a shocking... It's on. It's on. This was predicted before the match. There's a few players getting involved in this one.
It sure is. I think it's a very nasty incident there where an elbow was used on Jonathan Davies. He's not looking very well at all. Lee Groves took exception to the fact, and he was pretty keen to get involved, actually.
Well, there's only one player who doesn't seem to be interested in joining in.
Well, you've got to, again, Costa, you've got to give the ref, Tony Maxid, Grover with that black mouth guard, looking very ominous indeed. But you've got to give a bit of credit here to Tony Maxid and the two linesmen. They actually come in as quick as they could and stopped what could have been an all-in brawl.
Well, these on-field incidents, they've really carried on since the State of Origin series, haven't they, Dean?
Yeah, we're going to see it now, Costo. There's an oh, yeah, well, you know, being a player, I find it very difficult sitting up here to try to condone those kind of acts, and obviously Lee Groves did the wrong thing, being the third man into the incident, but, you know, sometimes the players feel they do have to stand up for each other, and I think that's what Lee thought he was doing.
Well, there's a real conference going on out there at the moment. You'd think it was a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting.
Well, there's a few out there. I think the bloke that's in real trouble hasn't been spoken to yet. Here it comes. Over the course of the last 20 minutes or so, I have noticed there have been a lot of high shots, and you know, that was the culmination of, as I said, a lot of high shots.
Well, the penalty, it appears, will go to North Queensland. Rightly so, I think. Well, Benny Pike, as we said, a flare-up was predicted.
Yeah, it sure was, and it probably, well, we thought it might have started a little earlier than this, but Jonathan Davies, the champion that he is, he took it. And I must comment, Lee Groves, you're right, Dean, he went in to stick up for his mates, and look at him with the ball now, and he'll lead from example, but the Cowboys, there's no need to get into the fights.
No, that's right, Benny, but I think, as you said, Lee Groves, that might have been the wrong thing to do to that particular player. He does get quite emotional. You know, as we see an error there from the Cowboys and a changeover in possession. That's not what they wanted.
The Gold Coast now on the attack. They trail 8-0, the visitors. Up the middle goes David Woods, trying to get his hands free. Too much defence there. Galia and Singh involved. Eichen. Fallon's a dummy half. Coleman puts the kick up. Cressbrook is back there, so too Lumens. Lumens is hammered into the in goal, and I think a correct decision here from the referee. He took that one in the field of play and was driven backwards.
He sure was. That was great work from Craig Coleman. Obviously, Justin Lumens did very well to take the ball on the full. He probably didn't realise it, but the Gold Coast winger was bearing down on him, and he was caught in goal. We'll have a look here. He takes the ball. Steve Deacon, I think that is. Great tackle, and, you know, probably Gibbo could have asked for a bit of help from Reggie Cressbrook there.
10 minutes to go until the half-time break. The restart. The Gold Coast now. Woods charging forward. Baildon. Sandwiched by the Cowboys' defence. Hurst. Formerly of Bowen in North Queensland. Playing for the Gold Coast these days. Here's a chance, almost getting through there was Gillard. Up the middle goes Peacock. 2 metres out the coast. Can they go over? Quick hands. Gill. Oh, he's lost it. He was looking to create something for his side, but he comes up with a mistake.
Oh, he done the right thing. He held the ball. Players actually took his dummy and went off him, and then when he tried to offload, he lost the ball.
The Cowboys now using fouls to improve their field position. 8-0 is the score.
Jason, Cowboys very bunched there. They're looking very tired. As you see, Andrew Whittington coming on. Is that right down there, Benny?
Yeah, Andrew Whittington coming on, but the Cowboys have got the ball courtesy of a super John Scarden tackle.
Scarden certainly carrying on with his form from that wonderful performance here 2 weeks ago. The kick downfield taken by King. King collared by Groves. Coleman, the acting halfback. The Cowboys swarming in defence. That was Singh. Ballons. One out stuff from the coast. Deacon. Coleman. The call is Tugger. He goes to ground though.
Well, you just saw Craig Coleman get caught with the ball in his hands. You won't see that too many times, no, Jason, I'll guarantee you that.
Cowboys now on the defensive. Gold Coast 5 metres. North Queensland side of halfway. The kick downfield from Coleman. He was taken fairly late. Nothing really in it. Crestbrook beats 2. He's proving elusive, trying to make up for that mistake a few minutes earlier. And now a penalty against Reggie Crestbrook. Can you believe that?
Well, Costa, you know, it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. Reggie may have been trying to get up to play the ball, and there was a player all over him. And obviously he didn't play the ball in the correct manner, but sometimes you have to wonder if, here we have a look at it here, Reggie's being tackled. He's on his back, gets to his front, he's trying to get up. Well, you tell me, Costa, was the tackle affected, and then Reggie given the opportunity to get to his feet?
Well, certainly players in this day and age are trying to get away with the quick play of the ball. I suppose if you look at it there on the replay, perhaps the referee has come up with the right decision.
Costa, I once got told by a very good coach, he said, if there's an opportunity where you can possibly keep the referee out of it, do so. So, you know, maybe Reggie next time should hold the ball a bit tighter and make sure he gets to his feet before he plays the ball. Leave the referee out of the action.
Well, as a result of that, the Gold Coast now have an opportunity to open their account tonight. They trail 8-0 with 6 minutes left on the timepiece before the halftime break. And this is Brendan Hurst with his first shot at goal tonight. And of course, the Gold Coast, they only scored 1 try last week, and that came when one of Hurst's kicks actually hit the goalpost and rebounded into the field of play. Can he do it again? Maybe he's aiming for the left upright.
Well, who knows, as he comes in now for the kick.
Hurst, 18 metres out, he raises the flags. The Gold Coast are finally on the board. North Queensland 8, the Seagulls 2. Back underway. Gill takes it on the full, crosses the 20-metre line. It's good work from Peter Gill, getting out of that red zone on the first tackle from the restart. That's what coaches like to see, Skip.
That's right. Sooner you're out of that red zone, the better. Obviously, that's a danger area of the field, particularly these days with the 10-metre rule. And Peter Gill, one of the most experienced players in the Winfield Cup, he won't let you down too many times. David
Woods now to play it back for the Coast. Ball's come loose in that tackle. A jolting tackle it was. Martin, the try scorer, tackled on the 40-metre line.
Costo, isn't it good to see Jason Martin starting to run the ball a lot more, get more involved? He and Paul Galea probably our 2 best attacking weapons when they've got the ball in their hands.
Well, a terrible mistake there. Wayne Singh perhaps trying to do too much for the Cowboys. He comes up with a mistake. 4.5 minutes to go until the break. The Gold Coast Seagulls in possession. Coleman trying to get something going for his side. He promotes it for Gill. Peacock now. Peacock straightens the attack. Good ball back in field there. And going to ground is Ward. Colin Ward to play it back for King. Gill. Oh, great pass there for Brendan Hurst. It's worked out well. Hurst is still going the lock forward. Gold Coast on the attack. 25 out. Coleman now. Coleman calling the shots. Over the top there. An overhead pass for Deacon. He's lost it. It's been towed ahead. But the referee will bring it back surely for the knock-on.
Yeah, a few errors there, Costo. Obviously, the Gold Coast with only 3 minutes to go thought they may have been a chance, and Craig Coleman got an injured player out there at the moment. I can't quite see who it is. One of the Gold Coast players, no doubt. Big Stevie Deacon just on screen with Justin Lumens.
He's done really well this year, hasn't he, Justin Lumens, Dean? He's come up from Rockhampton, playing park football, so to speak, and he's made a wonderful start to his first-grade career.
He sure has. Obviously, this time last year he was playing in the bush, as it was, and you know, I don't think in his wildest dreams he ever would have thought he would have been playing at Stockton Stadium in front of 20-odd thousand people. Michael Searle about to come back on now.
Well, Benny Pike, an interesting move here. Searle coming on for the Coast.
Yeah, well, the reason is that Fallons is the injured player, and they need a bit of, a bit of size up in the middle. Searle, he's gone back to the sideline, but for the Cowboys, they've done exactly the same thing. They brought Michael Hogue off. He's not the biggest front rows, but they put Andrew Whittington on. I think they want to just keep it solid up the middle.
The Gold Coast now trying to create something. They desperately would like to score before half-time. A try, that is. Here's a penalty against the Cowboys. Plenty of boos there for Tony Maxsood. Jonathan Davis can't work it out. Let's have a look at the replay, Dean.
Yeah, as we see here, obviously Adrian Val still had a hand on his foot. The problem there for the Cowboys probably was that Jonathan Davies probably should have laid on the player to give Adrian Vowles a chance to clear the ruck. But again, with another penalty, looks to have given Gold Coast an opportunity going into the break within a converted try.
Jonathan Davis can't believe that decision. Brendan Hurst now will have his second shot at goal this evening. 1 from 1 so far tonight for the number 13, formerly of Eastern Suburbs. And the crowd, well, hoping no doubt for a second successive win at home for the North Queensland side tonight, Skiff.
Yeah, they sure would be. They're all very subdued at the moment, but obviously when the second half rolls around and the Cowboys hopefully are up at that stage, I'm sure they'll get right into it.
Near capacity crowd here tonight as the fans attempt to put Brendan Hurst off this kick. This is a gettable one, so to speak. 18 out on a slight angle. Let's hear some more noise. This is the catch cry on the electronic scoreboard. He moves in. It's over. A second goal of the night for the Gold Coast Seagulls. That narrows the gap to just 4 points. North Queensland 8, the Gold Coast 4.
Yeah, Costo 8-4, a minute or so to go. I wouldn't think the Cowboys would be too upset with that scoreline going into half-time. I think they have been the better side for the first half territorially. Obviously, now their main concern would be, as the scoreboard tells us, no more tries.
Jonathan Davis not in any great hurry to get us underway here.
No, Jonathan might be a little bit giddy, actually. He's copped a couple of high ones tonight, and, you know, he might be just taking a little break, Costa.
Restart, 33 seconds until the break. The ball there, nice bit of work there from one of the Gold Coast players. In fact, it was the fullback, Andrew King, trapping the ball with his foot, deflecting into the Gold Coast goal pad. That's Bailden now, the winger. Perhaps the forwards have shut up shop for the night, at least for the first half. Gill takes it forward.
Well, we've talked about it earlier in the season. Maybe these sides coming up to North Queensland do struggle with the heat, Costo, and, you know, a few of them look very tired out there at the moment. Maybe they're looking forward to the half-time break.
Well, that is, in fact, half-time here at Stockland Stadium. Half-time at the home of the North Queensland Cowboys. Jonathan Davis leaves the park. His side leading 8-4. A great opening 40 minutes for the North Queensland Cowboys. We'll have more from Stockland Stadium right after these messages. Don't go away. The statistic for holding the ball for 6 tackles, perhaps the most noticeable one there.
Yeah, that's right, Costa. Obviously, the Gold Coast to be a bit concerned about that, having the ball for 19 sacks and only completing 6.
We're back underway here at Stockland Stadium. The restart taken by Adrian Vowles. Just recapping that half-time score. North Queensland 8, the Cowboys leading 8-4. No doubt Coach Grant Bell would be happy with that first half performance. Teitzel back on the park for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right, Costa. I think that's a great move. Actually, in weeks gone by, Craig has started the first 20 minutes of the game and then hasn't been involved until the last 10, 15 minutes of the second half. So, as Jason Martin makes a great break, then I think Grant Bell's done a great thing by injecting Craig Teitzel early in the second half again.
Davis gets that kick away despite the pressure of one of those Gold Coast players. Plenty of work here for King. Look at the reception committee.
Oh, great defence there from the Cowboys. The ideal first set of 6 after half-time, deep into the Gold Coast quarter and putting heaps of pressure on. It's interesting to note, Costo, that Adrian Brunker's on there.
Yes, of course, many of our North Queensland viewers would remember Adrian Brunker when he was playing Foley Shield football and also for the North Queensland Marlins before joining the Newcastle Knights. So Adrian Brunker making his homecoming, so to speak, here at Stockland Stadium tonight. We see Wallens take the ball forward there for the Gold Coast. He's a hard man to put down.
That's right, Costa. As I said before, he seems to have put on a fair bit of weight. He's a very, very big man, as you say, and a very big hitter.
Cressbrook now. Oh, he's lost it again. He's having a horror game, I suppose, Reggie Cressbrook. The Gold Coast now. They want to try.
Oh, the Cowboys are in real trouble here. Gold Coast got heaps of numbers out on the right-hand side. Cowboys still getting back very, very slowly. Reggie Cressbrook could be made to pay.
Peter Gill will play it back. Sloppy play of the ball. Fallons teasing the defence. Wrestled to the ground by Wayne Singh. The Cowboys on the defensive. Gold Coast now using their big men. The Cowboys right on their own try line. Fallons, well, I suppose a wasted tackle there for the Gold Coast. Not too sure which way to go. He takes the tackle, Eddie Fallons.
This is
Coleman.
This is the man you've got to watch, Craig Coleman.
They go up high for it. Peacock claims a try. What's he going to rule here? It is a try. Danny Peacock, I do believe, gets the 4-pointer. Craig Coleman urging on his troops. Let's have a look at the replay. Peacock went up for it. There was another Gold Coast player looking for the try as well, but I think you'll find that Danny Peacock has been awarded the 4-pointer.
Oh, that's exactly right. Reggie Cressbrook and Damien Gibson getting mixed up there, and obviously a great leap from one of the Gold Coast players, and they come up with a try. I was just saying earlier, Costo, the Cowboys had an ideal start to the second half, getting way down into Gold Coast territory. A poor return of kick from Reggie Cressbrook. Actually, you were saying how well he was returning earlier, but he made that error, and the Cowboys were made to pay.
Well, the fans, they've all gone quiet now. Even Stevens here at Stockland, 8-all. Brendan Hurst, of course, he hasn't missed one all night, although this one is pretty difficult from way out.
Yeah, he's way out there on the eastern side of Stockland Stadium. It'd be interesting to actually get in the middle of that huddle there. Obviously, the players will still have Grant Bell's halftime words ringing in their ears, and you know, I'd say Jonathan Davis would have a bit to say, and try to settle the boys down and start again.
Well, a great start to the second half for the Gold Coast. They've locked it up after just 3 minutes of play since the interval. Pressure here on Brendan Hurst. He is from North Queensland. But he's been disowned by the fans. But they don't put him off. Great kick from way out. Brendan Hurst. The Gold Coast Seagulls take the lead for the very first time. 10-8 over the North Queensland Cowboys. What a kick that was. Benny Pike, what's happening down there on the sideline?
Yeah, sensational kick, but John Harvey's got a smile from ear to ear. His words at halftime were, fellas, there's a pattern. Let's get to that pattern. Stay with the pattern. The mistakes will come, and that's exactly what happened. A mistake did come, and they scored the try, and also a great kick. And the Cowboys, guess what Grant Bell said? Control. Stay with the ball. Keep control. That's exactly what they didn't do, and now we've got a new leader.
Yeah, well, control was lacking from Reggie Cressbrook. You hate to blame certain players for that sort of incident, but he was the man at fault. And the Gold Coast, they've got their tails up now, Skip.
They sure have, Costo. It's just amazing, like the change of possession, the change in the scoreline, and the Gold Coast are running the ball very well. They've made an error now, but gee, that last set of 6, they looked all over the top of the Cowboys.
Well, this scrum will form 5 metres Gold Coast side of halfway. Just recapping the reserve grade score earlier tonight, a real upset. North Queensland defeating the Gold Coast 22 points to 6. A great win for Harry Bryant and the North Queensland reserve grade side. Westbrook now plays it back for Davis. Bowman. Scarden gives it to Teitzel. The Cowboys looking to regain the lead. Singh spins out of that tackle. Good charging run.
He's played very well all night. Johnny Scarden.
Scarden's away. Scarden looking to get the try. He's over. No! Held up. Held up. The referee quickly getting into position. No try.
Well, nothing lost there for the Cowboys because they'll get the ball back, but Johnny Scarden sized it up well. We'll have a look here. Great run from Singh. Scarden using all those skills, and a correct decision by the referee.
Plenty of Gold Coast defenders there. Darren Wallens, so too Andrew King.
It really was good work by the Gold Coast. Obviously, Johnny Scarden, very strong little fellow, and they've done very well to hold him up over the line.
It's not over yet, though. The Cowboys on the offensive here at Stockland. They want that lead back. Trailing by just 2. Davis, Jason Martin. He's looked dangerous all night. Big body contact.
Jason just took the wrong option there, and he got poleaxed.
Galia, good ball back for Whittington. Wrestling with the defence up against his old side. 2 metres out. Scarden, well picked up that one. Jason Martin. He'll play it back for Scarden. Scarden now looking for runners. He finds Teitzel. He's chopped down. Good defence from Gill. The Cowboys on the attack. Here's a try-scoring opportunity. Galia. It's been intercepted. He tried to get the one-hander away. It came undone for North Queensland, though.
Costa, they really looked at C then. Jason Martin got a couple of shocking balls out of dummy half, and even when he did get the ball, he didn't seem to have any runners. They really did look at C, and they didn't seem to have anything organised. And as we were watching, the Gold Coast have got their tails up, and they're getting out of their own quarter very easily.
Adrian Brunker now for the Gold Coast, the former Queensland State of Origin player. Away goes Searle. Michael Searle wrapped up 6 metres short of halfway. Last tackle coming up for the Coast. Coleman pumps the ball downfield. It's rolling end on end. Good kick, Craig Coleman.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's one player that has been he was quiet in the first half, Costo, and in the second half he's getting more involved, and that's a very ominous sign for the Cowboys.
He sure is. He's coming into his own. There's Reggie Cressbrook, the North Queensland fullback. He must be feeling the pinch out there tonight. Great crowd in here again tonight. Another 20,000 plus crowd. Take a bow, North Queensland. Don't they love their rugby league up here?
Yeah, they sure do. And obviously, cooler temperature tonight may have kept it down by 1,000 or so. But I'm sure there's a lot of Sydney sides that wouldn't mind having 20,064 at their home games.
Bartlett now takes it forward for the Cowboys. Teitzel. Good strong hit up from Craig Teisel, the former Illawarra Steeler. Of course, a former teammate of my co-commentator.
Many moons ago, Costo, many moons ago.
The Cowboys now cross the halfway line. Scarden distributes to Jason Martin. Davis now stepping and weaving. He again keeps the ball alive. Gee, he's a wonderful player, Jonathan Davis. He might be heading towards the end of his career, but he still has a lot to offer, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right. He's a class act. You can just... He gets the...
Well, he gets the bounce and gets the ball over the touchline. Oh, well, Jonathan Davis, take a bow.
Take a bow, Jonathan, but at first I saw that ball go up and it didn't look too good. I watched Steve Deacon have a look at it and he thought it was going over the sideline, but you know, as he's done a number of times tonight, he come up with a beauty.
Oh, he's having a wonderful kicking game tonight, Jonathan Davis. This scrum will form 10 metres out from the Gold Coast try line. Gold Coast leading 10 points to 8 here at Stockland. 10 minutes gone in the second half. The Seagulls with loose head and feet. The referee, Tony Maxsood, has a few problems here. Eventually, Coleman puts the ball into the scrum. Deacon now, the former Eastern Suburbs flyer, gets play out to the 20-metre line. Gill. Ooh. Gill gets away from one tackle, or one would-be tackle. One of the Cowboys players going for the big hit on Gill. Cowboys now still defending. Gold Coast quite intent on keeping the ball alive. Eddie Fallons moves into the dummy half position. Coleman.
Well,
wrestle to the ground.
Well, there you go. I was saying before, Costo, you don't see Craig Coleman get caught too many times. He's been caught twice in one night. That'd have to be some record for him.
Oh, Brett Gillard's forced the pass. The Cowboys come up with possession. Bowman, he's harassed out wide for the Cowboys. Whittington putting his body on the line. 38 metres out, North Queensland. On the attack, Davis. Cut out pass for Vowles. Looking to give it to Reggie Cresbrook, but he takes the tackle. Davis. Singh. We sense something coming up here. Jason Martin thought about throwing the pass to Bartlett. He takes the tackle on the 20-metre line. Davis will no doubt call for it. He gets it. Long ball for Vowles, but it was forward. Loons picked it up, but the referee says we'll come back for the turnover.
Very poor option there by the Cowboys. There really was an opportunity there to put the ball in goal if possible and get the ball back. They'll let the Gold Coast off the hook. Just one other thing, Costo. Jason Martin's been caught with the ball 3 or 4 times in the probably last 5 or 10 minutes. It's just no good. The Cowboys have got to start getting involved and getting around him. He's their playmaker. They've got to follow him to the line.
Interesting comments there from Dean Sciffoliti. Charging run from Michael Searle. Got the legs pumping like pistons there.
Yeah, he had the legs pumping, but old Georgie Bartlett had other ideas, and he came up with a very good hit, as Wayne Singh did then.
Yeah, tremendous defence there from Singh. John Harvey looking on with avid interest. His side in front by 2. Last tackle coming up for the Coast. Coleman kicking between Cresbrook and Gibson, but Cresbrook does well to come across to take it on the full. Good ball security this time, Dean.
Yeah, well, that's right. And he's just made another 10, 12 metres. Good work from Reggie. Obviously, Grant Bell would have settled him down at half-time and gave him a couple of reassuring words.
They're trying to redeem himself, Reggie Cresbrook. Started the match in a blaze of glory, but since then he's fallen away somewhat.
Well, I think his ball running's been very good all night. Obviously, he's come up with an error here and there, but, you know, this is going to happen. Grant Bell looking very pensive there on the sideline. One thing I have noticed about the Cowboys game, they've been throwing the ball around a lot. I really think Johnny Scarden's the man that can ignite him. Obviously, the Gold Coast are looking at Davis and Martin. I think Johnny Scarden's the one that's got to run the ball a little bit more. I think their forwards are really struggling.
Well, Davis has put the chip through, and he's regathered, I think. No, he hasn't. The Gold Coast come up with possession. Seagulls now trying to get upfield. Fallons. Deacon plays it back. Brunker now. He crosses the halfway line. Plenty of defence there on Brett Gillard. Last tackle coming up for the Coast. Looking for field position once again. Coleman drives the ball downfield. A wobbly-looking kick here for Reggie Crestbrook. He does well. No mistake this time either. Wrapped up 12 metres out from his own line. Lee Groves, once again, warming up to come back onto the Stockland Stadium. Gibson goes for a gallop. He does well.
Yeah, real well. Young Gibson gets away from dummy up, as does Paul Bowman. They're making easy yards up the middle there. That's why I was saying Johnny Scarden, with his pace and strength, I really think he should be taking advantage of the fact that the Gold Coast are weak around their marker play. Again, we've got one marker and Johnny has decided not to run. I really think when there are players down, he's going to run a lot more often.
Well, the Cowboys starting to get a bit of a roll on here. Good hit up just there from Teitzel. The kick now downfield, fielded by King. Plenty of blue, white and grey defenders down there. Jonathan Davis would be happy with that play.
Yeah, he sure would. A great chase from the Cowboys. It's one area they really have picked up on over the last couple of weeks. Their kick and chase has been much better, and I think that's got something to do with the fact that Jonathan Davis has gone into 5'8".
They've certainly been swapping around in the half position this season, both halfback and 5'8", the Cowboys. Coleman now gives it across to Colin Ward. He's wrapped up 38 metres out from his own line. He'll play it back. Coleman, Gill, Peacock. Peacock now struggling with the defence. Never say die attitude there from Denny Peacock.
Exactly right, Costo. He's a very strong runner, as you've seen then. He's been doing that for years, and probably barring injury, he probably would have represented his state.
Good kick from the Gold Coast. They found the line. Good set of 6, in fact, for the visitors. It's the Cowboys trailing 10-8 here at Stockland. We'll have more right after this. Queensland line, as we see one of the North Queensland players there go to the bench.
Costo, I think that was Craig Teitzel, his customary 20 minutes in the second half. I think he's done quite a good job for the Cowboys, been very strong up front, exactly what was needed.
The Cowboys in possession, 16 out from their own line. Bartlett. Groves. Charging forward. Look at the determination. There's your man, Benny Pike. Lee Groves.
Yeah, there's my man, but here's John Scarden. You mentioned him before. And this is the sort of run that the Cowboy fans stand up on their feet, and they will now, as you can see, look at Crestbrook trying to come in, but they've got to run off Martin. They've got to run straight and hard.
Well, Reggie Crestbrook came flying through there. He didn't get the pass, unfortunately, for the Cowboys. Davis now kicking for the line. Almost found the line. The Gold Coast now. Brunker. Welcome back home, Adrian Brunker.
Well, that's right, a Colesville boy. I'm sure a few of the North Queensland boys. Great run there from Andrew King. Obviously wondering why he's in the side at Scotty Wilson's expense. He just showed us then.
The Gold Coast in possession. Here comes Searle, Michael Searle. That's the 4th tackle. The referee calling for a quick play of the ball. Gillard. Out the back door from Gillard. Play on, says the referee. Fallons, Coleman, Gill. The old guard coming to the fore for the Coast.
Well, that's right. When things get a bit tough or you get ahead and you need an older head there to just settle things down, they're the players who like to come to the fore.
Pressure back there on Crestbrook. He's done wonderfully well at the back for the Cowboys.
He sure has.
His heart must have been pounding there.
Well, that's right. He showed a lot of courage, actually, there. Great run from, who we got? Damien Gibson.
Yeah, half break from Gibson. Good work from the number 5. The fans now starting to get behind the home side as we see Lee Groves cart the ball forward. Again, Tony Maxwood comes in, calling for a quick play of the ball. Singh now, he crosses the halfway line.
Costa, great play from the Cowboys. 3 rucks and they're out of their own quarter. They're into the opposition half.
Davis, across field, links up with Bowman. Made his first grade debut only last Saturday night at the Sydney Football Stadium. The kick downfield. Back there is King. And again, a good chase from the North Queensland side. Here's Brunker. Ankle tap, comes to the ground. Finished off by Galia. Of course, a win tonight would be very important for the Cowboys. A loss could well see them on target for the dreaded wooden spoon, as we said earlier tonight.
Costo, we talked about it earlier during half-time. If the Cowboys do actually get away with a win here, they'll actually pass Parramatta and get off the bottom of the premiership.
Certainly plenty to play for. We've got an injured player here. Some concern being shown for one of the Gold Coast players. The referee, Tony Maxud, has called time off.
Yeah, Costa, I think you'll find the player is... I'm not sure.
In fact, it's the replacement player, Colin Ward, yep.
Yeah, accidental swinging arm there, probably from Johnny Scarden. He's stunned, but he'll be all right by the look of him.
Well, Benny Pike, the 60-minute mark is up. The Cowboys trailing by 2. What's happening down there?
Well, you know, Grant Bell is on the phone at the moment. I don't know who he's ringing. He really doesn't need the help from somebody up top. The Cowboys have to just keep running forward with Groves, Singh. They do it all night. Bartlett's continue to do it all night. But they must look for support when they've made that run. They can't just keep going one out.
Thank you, Benny. Andrew Whittington now. He crosses the halfway line. One of the many former Gold Coast players in this Cowboys side, as we see Jason Martin duck under the defence. Good run from the scrum feeder.
Oh, super run from the little fellow. He's copped a hammering all night, but geez, a tough little nut.
Here's Scarden. Good ball there for Singh. He comes to the line. An equally good ball back for Groves. Constructive play here from the Cowboys. They're on a roll.
Great play. The Wizards call for the ball. It's going wide.
Jason Martin runs the football. Back for Davis. Davis now spots an opening. Davis for the line. 3 metres out. It's a changeover.
Great play from the Wizard. He really did do well then. Great step. That's what he's noted for. Obviously, the Cowboys have lost nothing. There looks to be a few injured players. I think it may be just exhaustion. Costo, what do you reckon?
Well, I'm exhausted up here in the commentary box. Anxious moments there for the Coast.
A lot of hands on hips out there. As Eddie Fallons makes another half break. He's played very well tonight, Eddie Fallons.
He sure has. He's tried hard all night. The number 9 plays it back for Coleman. Finally, the Coast get outside of that red zone. Brett Gillard now. He'll play it back. Craig Coleman, the evergreen, number 7, gives it out to Hurst. He's hammered. Good tackle there from Singh.
Yeah, we've said it all year. Wayne Singh, he's been very consistent. And again tonight, he's probably one of the leaders in the hit-ups, and he's definitely one of the better defenders.
Well,
as Ian Doonerman comes to the sideline.
Yep, Doonerman warming up, and the fans are starting to get behind their side. Good work on the far side by Gibson. Look at him go! Damien Gibson!
Great run. He's made a few of those tonight. He really is playing well. Exactly what the Cowboys want. Georgie Bartlett steals another 12 metres.
The chant has just gone up. Vowles, long ball for Lermans. I'm not too sure if that was the right option.
No, Adrian had the right idea. The blind side may have been where the weakness was, but I think it was just a matter of going through the hands. Sometimes the long ball may look more, may look a lot flashier, but when it goes through the hands, it's much more effective. 17
minutes left on the timepiece. The Seagulls leading the Cowboys by just 2, 10-8. 1 try apiece tonight.
Costo, I just hope the Cowboys don't feel as though they have to play catch-up football. I know there's only 17 minutes to go, but I really feel if they can control the ball and put a lot of pressure on the Gold Coast, they will come up with an error. They're tiring as it is.
Well, speaking of errors, some of the Cowboys players, well, if you've ever seen a late call, there's one.
Well, we had one earlier tonight, Costa. Obviously, the sideline touch judge, he's doing his job. He's given the word to the referee, and the referee's come up with the right decision.
Well, the intercom must have been jammed. It was a late call.
Well, we just saw the replay come up there, and obviously the ball may have been knocked back, but obviously the referee must have called play.
This could possibly be a turning point. The old scrum base move coming to the fore here for the Cowboys. Jason Martin not intent on going to the ground.
Do you reckon he wants to win the game or what? He's just doing everything out there at the moment, Jason Martin. He's having a whale of a game.
Leading from the front tonight, Jason Martin. Scarp now. Gives it out to Davis. Cressbrook. Cressbrook almost going through.
Gee, he looks like a class act when he straightens up with the ball, doesn't he? He's got a lot of pace.
Singh now goes to ground. 16 metres out. A try here would put the Cowboys back in front. Jason Martin, he's got plenty of support out wide. Bowles, here's a chance. Bartlett chopped down. Tries to get up and go again, but he's finished off. Last tackle coming up. Good tackle back there from Bale than it was. Scarden's kick goes dead in goal. Not a great kick from John Scarden there, Skiff.
No, probably the right idea. They wanted to put the ball in the air, but just throwing it to the wrong person. The Cowboys really have to lift their intensity now.
Away goes Gillard. That's a good hit up there from the Gold Coast. A lot of Cowboy defenders offside. The referee quite intent on letting play continue. Michael Hogue warming up, doing some stretching on the sideline. Woods to play it back for the Coast. Here comes Hurst. Ooh, strong defence out there.
Paulie Galea, he's played a very good game tonight too, and some of his defence has been first class. Obviously, he came into the game with an injury, but he doesn't seem to be showing any signs at all.
He's playing well. Coleman looking to find the line, but that will go dead in goal. Cressbrook doing the right thing there, Skip.
Yeah, he sure did. Obviously, Coleman would have liked to have found the line and slowed the game down. Cowboys 14 minutes to go. There's still an opportunity. I think they've just got to get to the other end of the field and get our playmakers in close to the ruck so that things don't fall down.
Davis leaves the field. Whittington takes it forward. Good strong run there from the former Seagull. Martin. Claimed by Searle. They come the open side. Duneman, the fresh man on the field. Bartlett. Oh, great ball back for Duneman. It's been touched. Can Lumans regather? No. The referee will bring it back for the knock-on. Exciting play here at Stockland. We'll take a break. Gold Coast leading 10-8. Right down to the wire, Dean Skiffalini.
Oh, it sure is, Costo. It's a really good game. The crowd is getting involved. I think the Cowboys are actually going very well. The Gold Coast are holding on to their credit. You know, I'm just hoping that something will eventuate in this next set of six.
Cowboys in possession. This is the first tackle. Duneman throwing a couple of dummies. Now he straightens the attack. Wrapped up. Plenty of defence there on Duneman. Taken by Baildon. Singh. Back for Cressbrook. The Cowboys still in possession. Doing well to clean up there was Duneman. Scarden. Jason Martin. Oh, they've lost it. Galia, he couldn't collect the pass, and the pressure off the Coast.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Again, they went out wide. I really feel the Gold Coast weakness is in close to the ruck. All their big men are very tired. You can just tell by the way their wingers and centres are getting involved in a lot of the hit-ups coming out of their quarter.
We might see Reggie Cressbrook come up to get more involved. He's very quick on his feet.
Well, I'd like to see it, and I think the crowd would love to see it. I think he's a class act, Reggie Cressbrook, and, you know, I don't think he's having any trouble with his confidence. I think he's a very confident young fella, and, you know, he could be one of the players that could win the game for the Cowboys.
Darren Wallens plays it back for Fallons. Here comes Gillard. Gillard is away. Oh, they've lost it, the Coast. A great opportunity there for the Gold Coast Seagulls, but they've come up with an error. The Cowboys were looking a bit shaky, but Eddie Fallons comes up with a knock-on, as we see here on the replay. He should have taken that one, Skiff.
Yeah, he probably should have. He's had a big game tonight. He's been everywhere, and his defence rate is very high. He got knocked out very, very early in the game, as you see Peter Jones talking to the coach there. Had a great game in reserve grade, Costo. But one player for the Gold Coast who has made a real impact since he's come on is Brett Gillard, former East boy. Absolute shocking pass there from Jace Martin. He's very upset with himself. He's had a very good game tonight, and he'd be very disappointed.
Duneman, they're very, very disgusted with his teammate. He threw the hands back. So too Jason Martin. The handling errors at this stage. Cowboys 12, the Seagulls 11. Things pretty even there.
Yeah, well, that's right. I think the Cowboys were actually ahead at some stage early in the first half, or in the second half, and it's only over the last 10 or 15 minutes the Cowboys have come up with a number of errors.
The Seagulls have won the scrum. Peter Gill now playing 5'8". Started the match in the second row.
Well, that's right, a position he's not unaccustomed to. He's a very good, skillful player.
Working the blind side. Colin Ward. 26 out the coast. They lead by just 2. It's been a real arm wrestle, this one.
It sure has. The Cowboys have had territorial advantage for most of the second half. It'd be a real shame to see them let the Gold Coast in after being on top for much of the second half.
Coleman gives it to Gill. They keep it alive, the coast. Coleman puts the kick through. There's plenty of Cowboys players back there, and Cressbrook picks up the dregs.
Yeah, we've spoken about him before. I think he's played a very good game for a young bloke on debut. He's made a few handling errors with drop balls and whatnot, but actually running the ball back out of trouble, which is what he's supposed to do, he's done very well.
Well, Wayne Singer's now leaving the field, so another change there. No doubt Peter Jones on the park. There's the man in question, the number 17. Hails from Tully in the far north of the state. He'll play it back to Scarden. Duneman now kicking downfield. Deacon is back there. Oh, King's knocked it on. That could well be a mistake. He will live to regret.
Oh, it sure should be. I think the Cowboys, that's lifted him. Obviously, we'll have a look here. He's claiming it come off his foot, and it may well have Costo, actually.
Well, we see there on the replay. Here it is again. Judge for yourself at home.
Oh, very, very tight, but I think the referee looked at his linesman again. The linesman may have given him the call.
That could well be the call of the night.
Well, as we back into the scrum, I'm sure the Cowboys realise, and Jason Martin's out there telling them this is an opportunity they shouldn't let slip. Gold Coast look very tired.
Well, there's only 8 minutes to go. Jason Martin from the scrum base. Oh, they've lost it on the first tackle. It's tit for tat. Duneman now loses it, and the Gold Coast come away with the ball. The pressure's off.
Yeah, well, again, they've come up with the error when they've tried to force the pass. Probably not the kind of thing they should be looking at doing at this stage of the game.
And on the first tackle at that.
Well, it's the second time in a row, I think. You know, the Cowboys would be much better served if they just punched it into the Gold Coast defence and put the ball in goal, try to get a couple of sets of 6 against them.
John Harvey would be breathing a sigh of relief. Time fast running out for the North Queensland Cowboys. The Gold Coast crossing the halfway line via Colin Ward. Last tackle has been signalled. Coleman looking to chew up time if he can find the line, but it's out on the full. Out on the full from Coleman. 7 minutes left on the timepiece. The Gulls leading 10-8. Groves now taking it forward. He plays it back for Scarden. Man of the match here 2 weeks ago. A penalty here. Did he milk that one?
Well, I'm not sure, Costo. Very interesting bit of play coming up here now. We're 42 metres out, directly in front. Not a sniff of a breeze as we see Johnny try to get up. Oh, there may have been an arm in there.
Well, Jason Martin no doubt would have had a chat to Jonathan Davis for a moment, I thought.
Well,
they were considering the 2 points.
Well, Jonathan's gone off. I think that's the biggest blight on the game, actually, at this stage, is Jonathan's gone off and they've got no goal kicker out there.
It couldn't have come at a worse time, that replacement. Vowles, Bartlett. Some of those Cowboys players were just looking around as if to say, where are you, Jonathan? Jones takes it forward. 6.5 to go. Slow play of the ball, Scarden. Whittington now into the red zone. The crowd getting behind their side. Jason Martin. He does the right thing. He takes the tackle. Too much pressure there. Duneman. Whittington. 5th and final. Scarden. Martin puts the grubber in. Oh, it bounces straight into the arms of a Gold Coast player. It was David Bailden in good position there. Again, the pressure off the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's 3 times in a row we've been in their red zone and had an opportunity to put some real pressure on them. We've come up with the wrong option on the 4th or 5th tackle. You know, we've had two drop balls, throwing a ball under pressure, and then that poor kick.
Some of those Cowboys players, they'd be looking up at that clock on the scoreboard. 5 minutes to go. Peacock now chimes in. Pulled to ground, taken low by Paul Bowman.
Costa, it really has been a very open game, and a lot of the players out there are running around with their hands on their hips. That they really are struggling. May not have been the most physical game you will ever see, but they have travelled.
Gibson now. Too much defence for the number 5. He plays it back. Cressbrook gives it on to Doonerman. Now to Vowles. Vowles trying to get his side further downfield. George Bartlett, he winds up. Back for Adrian Vowles. Vowles has got support. Good constructive play there. Scarden's away. Scarden, the former winger, now playing in the hooker position, showing his speed. Here come the Cowboys. Jones juggles it. Jason Martin still going. Can't offload. 12 metres out. It's not over yet.
It's on out here on the right.
Cressbrook puts the grubber through. He hasn't got the pace. It's been grounded in goal. Boy, oh boy. 4 minutes to go. The Gold Coast clinging to a 2-point lead here at Stockland. We'll all have to take a breath here, Skip.
Yeah, we sure will, actually. A few of the players are doing it pretty tough. Reggie Cressbrook, a little bit impeded going through. When the ball actually did go in goal, there was no one in there. I really backed him to get there. We have a look here, there's no one there.
Well, was it the right option?
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. The Cowboys will get the ball back. It's not such a bad option.
Well, he would have been a legend had he scored.
Well, you know, in years to come, he still may be a legend, but, you know, I think he is one player that could turn it in the last couple of minutes.
Well, 20,000 fans here at Stockland. The chant has gone up, possibly for the last time. Knocked back, says the referee. Anxious moments there for Bowman.
Costo, why wouldn't he take the ball on the full? It's a fundamental skill that every first-grade footballer should have. The ball was in the air for a long time.
Bowman now trying to make up for that mistake. Driven back by the Coast defence. Bartlett now. Cressbrook calling for it. I thought he was going to go through that gap. So too did 20,000 people.
The Gold Coast are gone.
Scarden. Bartlett. The pass has been forced. Cowboys still in possession. 3 minutes left on the clock. Can they get over? Cressbrook chews up another tackle. A wasted play there. Groves, the defence coming up quickly. Were they offside? Knocked back. He's play on. Play on, says the referee. Oh, he's called it back. I don't believe it. Jason Martin was in under the sticks. He's called it back.
Oh, Costo, we're going to get another look at this.
He'll need a police escort to get out of here.
He won't be. We'll have a look here. Oh, they've taken it too far back. Obviously, he's called a knock-on early on. Well, Costo, he may well need an escort out of here, I'll tell you.
I'll have to call for Wormald. Unbelievable. The fans were just about to embrace and rejoice.
Oh, well, Costo, we talked about it before. You don't want to have to put the referee into a position where he has to make a decision. If we had two good passes out of the ruck area, there wouldn't have been a problem. It would have been a try.
One wonders whether the Cowboys will have one more throw at the dice.
Well, I think they will. You know, obviously a good set of 6 in defence here will keep the Gold Coast in their half. But, you know, a lot of hard work coming up.
Some slow play the balls there as we see Darren Wallens cart the ball forward. He'll play it back. Plenty of go forward from Wallens tonight. Fallons smashed by the Cowboys defences. John Harvey looks on. The Coast now getting good field position. They're up the right end of the field from their point of view. Slow play the ball yet again. Coleman got the kick away. He was under a fair bit of pressure there, and he's been decked in back play. Vowles is away. Lumens, oh, great pickup. Lumens is still going. Lumens brings the fans to their feet yet again. He needs a quick play of the ball. Doonerman. Groves takes it forward.
Throw the ball out.
Stand by for a big finish here at Stockland.
Huge overlap out wide. And it's two rucks in a row. They haven't utilised it.
Jones, play on. The referee throws his hands to either side. Oh, it's all happening here. Can the Coast hang on? Bartlett. Doonerman. Fouls. Lumens. Oh, he puts a kick in. He's ruled a knock on. Which way has it gone? Against the Coast, I do believe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Justin Lumens, I don't know what he was thinking, actually. I think he tried to actually give that ball a little kick. And it just wasn't the right... We'll have a look. He was going to kick it. Now, Justin's only a new bloke, the first grade. Obviously, he doesn't realise that there is 40 minutes in every half. But the Cowboys are going to have another 30 seconds to win their second game at home.
Of course, no Jonathan Davis on the field either. Jason Martin, Doonerman, fouls. Cressbrook. Oh, savage tackle on the number 1. Vowles, Doonerman, Galia beats 1, takes the tackle, 26 seconds to go. Make it happen is the catch cry on the scoreboard now. Doonerman's trying to do just that.
Oh, go to the post, boys, go to the post. They're thin on the right.
3 metres out, can they get over? For the line, is he over? I think he is. Peter Jones, no, just short.
They've got to go right. They've got to go right. Oh.
Scarden. Doonerman.
It's on here. It's on here.
Whittington. Jason Martin. He's lost it.
6 to go.
Gold Coast in possession. It's all over. There goes the full-time siren. The Coast have hung on for an incredible win. Amazing scenes here. The Cowboys terribly disappointed. And listen to those boos, Dean Skiffalini.
Well, Cost, I don't know whether they're booing the referee, the Gold Coast, or the Cowboys. They're very upset. You can see them in mass. They're standing up. There's, as you said, there was a lot of boos. A lot of the players, well, they're all exhausted, but the Cowboys look very disappointed with their effort. And I'm sure Grant Bell would be very disappointed, feeling that that was a result that could have gone either way.
Certainly an exciting game here at Stockland Stadium, round 17 of the Winfield Cup. A lot of those fans leaving the ground disappointed. But certainly the Cowboys, the home side, gave their all. A classic contest of the competition battlers. 1 try apiece it was, Skiff. It could have went either way, really.
Yeah, it could have. I haven't seen the stats for the game yet, Costo, but, I'd nearly bet that at the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to come up ahead on almost every stat. I just feel that it was towards the end of the sets of 6 in attacking positions. They let themselves down. They didn't take advantage of the fact that they had so much possession in the good territory.
Well, that's full-time here at Stockland Stadium. Craig Coleman, he'd be pretty proud of his troops. Full-time score here at Stockland. The Gold Coast defeating the North Queensland Cowboys 10 points to 8. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Don't go away.
Brooke, 10 points to 8 though, Dean. Disappointment.
Yeah, there has to be some disappointment there, Benny. Obviously, the Cowboys thought this was a game they could win. And, they basically did everything right out there. They just didn't come away with the points.
Sure, well, they should have won, and they had everything there in their favour. Let's look at the stats now, and you'll see very simply that, with the score 8-10, I mean, I think holding the 6 tackles, the Cowboys had most of it. I mean, everything else was basically the same. Missed tackles, handling areas were basically the same. Line breaks, they had more of the opportunity 9-5, but unfortunately, Dean, they just didn't convert those assets into tries.
Yeah, well, that's right, Benny. They did have a lot of opportunities to score tries. Those drop balls and handling errors probably came at a stage in the game when they were trying to score tries and forcing the passes.
Well, they said at half-time, Grant Bell, control, 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 and up came that first try straight after the half-time, and really that put the Gold Coast straight back on the run. And John Harvey continually kept saying from the sideline, just let them make the mistakes. Keep playing good football and it'll happen.
Yeah, well, that's right, and John Harvey's no fool. He realised that the Cowboys have been susceptible after extended periods. They do make errors and get themselves into trouble. And, you know, after they scored that try, they put the pressure back on the Cowboys, and that's exactly what happened.
And, of course, in the second half, disappointment, the whiz went off Jonathan Davies, and there was that 2-point maybe. If he had been on the field, I'm sure they would have taken it if he had been there.
Yeah, well, I think so. 42 metres out, directly in front of the post. There's no wind here tonight at Stockland Stadium. You know, if I'd have been on the field, I would have liked Jonathan's chances of kicking that particular goal.
Well, you weren't on the field, and there was a couple of players that went off late in the half. Of course, Wayne Singh, a tremendous player, continually runs the ball up, and with Lee Groves there and George Bartlett, I just think they miss Singh towards the end because he is Mr. Perpetual Motion. I think he keeps driving them.
Yeah, well, that's right. He does a lot of the hard work for the Cowboys, and himself and Craig Teitzel early in both halves did very well. I just feel we didn't take advantage of the advantages we work so hard to get.
Well, before we continually keep giving the Cowboys a rap, the Gold Coast were fabulous, and the old man in the second half had a great game.
Well, that's right. In the first half, he was very quiet, and it was good to see Craig Coleman and Peter Gill come to the fore late in the second half when the Gold Coast were under a bit of pressure. It always seems to happen, though.
Well, Coleman never shut up in the last 5 or 10 minutes, and, of course, Peter Gill I was speaking about. He's played for Brothers, he's played for St George. He knows what it's all about, and he's certainly lifted it really at the right time and made those tackles that counted.
Yeah, well, that's right. He's very experienced, and he could see the players around him were faltering a little bit. Obviously, it's very hot for the Gold Coast boys up here in Townsville, and, you know, he put in a bit of extra effort, and, you know, they come up with the goods probably because of him.
Well, disappointment here at Stockland Stadium. The Cowboys going down 10-8. But Rugby League continues here on Win Television and the Channel 9 network. Let's have a look what's on, of course, on Sunday at 5 o'clock. That'll be a great game at home. The Crushers and Auckland. And that will be a hard game. Of course, the Crushers winners last week over the Gold Coast. And Penrith at home to Canberra. And, well, you know, there's a question mark there. I mean, Canberra aren't firing. And at home to Penrith, anything can happen.
Well, that's right. The Penrith seem to be, you know, they're up one week, down the next week. And at home, you can't really follow their form. You know, who's to say that Penrith can't beat Canberra on that particular day?
Yeah, some great rugby league action. A lot of sporting action happening on Win Television. Of course, don't go away. We've got the British Open coming up. Former Australian Open winner Brad Faxon leading 3 under. And Greg Norman, well, having a few problems. And, of course, 5 o'clock on Monday, the British Grand Prix, 500cc Grand Prix. Come on, the Aussies. Good luck. On behalf of Dean Skivoletti and Jason Costigan, I'm Benny Pike. Good night.
Break is next, followed by round 3 of the 1995 British Open Golf. Tomorrow night at 8:30, Dustin Hoffman stars alongside Gina Davis.
This has been another presentation of Win's Wide World of Sports.